Alright guys, here we are in the dAPP Tutellus.io, and this is a video I've done after buying the two tokens, but I wanted to do actually in a quick overview of the video. I want you to show you all the different things that we see on the dAPP, just once we get in Tutellus.io. Remember, once again, you can go on settings and change it into English or into a light. I always like dark. Let's see what we see once we arrive. We already talked about this left panel over here at the beginning of the course. Now I want to talk about the dAPP. What are these different four boxes that we see? On the corners we see the box of farming, where it gives you a 96.62% of APR. Okay, this is a yield that it must be taken into consideration. Two very important things. The first one, the APR does not have into account the interest compound. That is called in English, yeah, I'm right, that's called compound interest in English. So this means that we will have to be adding more in order to have the compound interest. The APY with a Y means compound interest, APR means simple interest, okay? It's not put it again automatically and you're not generating and winning more for the compound interest. That is in terms of farming, that we see that the measurement is LP tokens. One LP is 10 to the sixth of this other measurement, that's mil LPs. That's not very important. It is important to know also that in the other side, the right side, we have the box called staking, which is for many a bit more easier than farming, because you just have to deposit your TUT into a smart contract and you get a 30% APR. Something that I forgot to mention here, I mentioned two things and I just said one in the APR, as I mentioned, it is interest simple, and also here that I want to mention, the second one is going to be that these percentages do vary over the time. Okay, the 96.62% and the 30.04% are gonna vary depending on the liquidity. If there's more liquidity deposit, if there's more people depositing their TUTs in farmings or staking contracts, of course this has to be shared with many. So the percentage is going to decrease. If there's less people inside this contracts, the percentage is obviously going to increase. Having said that, let's have a quick look at the TUT stats, where we see the total value locked, all the money blocked in the project, in the dAPP, okay, with summing smart staking and farming, we have about 4 million. We also see the price that from the IDO it has dropped to 20%, but in 24 hours has dropped about 1.46%. It must be taken into consideration that we're in a deep bear market in August 2022, and the market cap that of course is composed by how many TUT tokens are in supply times in circulation times the value of each token. And we see that more in detail. We see that there's a maximum supply of 200,000, that there's right now only 15,000 circulating, and that there has been 482,000 tokens have been burned. That is something that we talked about in the white paper about the deflationary model. We have access to all the values and all the rewards if you want to have a look at it. And then here comes a very cool part of some statistics for nerds that I would say. We have a very cool graphs and a circle pie chart to understand how is the TUT market right now composed. It is mainly all staked. We also have some on Sushi Pool in order to be able to have this swaps that we talked about with slow slippage, and then we have about 7% on liquid. The liquidity, we can measure it in different terms. We can measure the circulating supply liquidity, the staked liquidity, or even the farm liquidity, and we can measure that in TUT value, in wrap BTC value, or in USD. Sorry for that. And also the rewards. Something very cool to have a look at is that the farming APR, obviously, as well as the staking, as I just mentioned, at the beginning increased massively up to a 300% the farming APR, but then people started to entering in the project and putting more liquidity, and so as I mentioned before, the APR decreases. What has not been decreased, and that's the most important thing, is the rewards. The rewards are in tokenomics, as we've mentioned, are constantly increasing, and we see our rewards up to now 4.5 million TUT. You're more than welcome to have a look at more of the statistics here in the new section called stats to learn a bit more if you admire those mathematics and all the contracts interactions on the TUT. We'll see you on the next video. We're gonna look at how to buy the TUT token, followed later by all the videos of investing opportunities, staking and farming. See you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.